and you're transgender, you can't be fired because you're transgender. You can't be denied an apartment because of your gender identity or expression. But if you go over those boundaries, over the border, so to speak, to Yonkers, to Westchester, you can. Literally a block can make a difference in how the law sees you. Literally a block can make a difference about whether or not our government thinks you are equal to other citizens. Now, we know there is no difference between somebody who lives in the Bronx or somebody who lives in Yonkers. There's no difference between somebody who lives in Douglaston and somebody who lives in Port Washington. There's no difference at all. But what is different is that gender not being part of our state law is sending a message that transgendered citizens of this state are second class. And we need to put an end to it. Because as long as something like that exists on the books, when discrimination is affirmatively allowed because of how our laws are structured, make no mistake, it's a cancer in our legal structure. And what does cancer do? It spreads. And it won't stay contained to just one community, it will spread. So it is critically important, for all of the reasons that Glenda and I'm sure everybody else has said, that gender gets passed, to help the transgender communities, to help on issues of gender identity and gender expression. But it's bigger than that. Because if the great state of New York, a place that led in the women's rights movement, that was a leader in the Underground Railroad, a place where the modern LGBT civil rights movement was born, if our state affirmatively allows discrimination based on what is in our state human rights law, we can't really say we're a free state. We cannot say we're a state that embraces and supports everyone, and I fear that that will just spread. And look, we're all standing here after 2 weeks of an unprecedented spike in anti-LGBT hate crimes. We're standing here less than a week after a man was shot in the face at point-blank range because he was gay. Transgendered members of our community are the most frequent victims of hate crimes, the most frequent targets. We need this law passed to save lives, to stop discrimination, and finally make New York State the beacon of human rights it once was. And I just want to thank everyone who has been undeterred. We know, whether it was the gay rights bill in the city council, Sonda in Albany, marriage equality, the Dignity for All Schools Act, every time they say no, our job is to reorganize, expand our coalition, and push forward. That's what we're doing here, and that's why we're going to be successful. So thank you all so much.